Okay, before I start talking about Tae and Francisco in a Ready to Love season 10, we're gonna really be talking about episode I think it's 5 or it could be 6. I can't remember. But let me read this little bit really quick to y'all before we get started. It says there are now 4 people in every relationship instead of just 2. His male and his female, and her female and her male, 4 complex creatures who want the freedom to be respected for their thinking and cherished for their feelings, often at the same time. But equality tends to be competitive. Nobody is equal. Really, be either the male or the feminine energy. It doesn't matter whether the man or the woman assumes the male or the female role, as long as there is only one of each. And that's all I'm gonna read from that for right now. But that's true. What I'm gonna talk about is how I feel like Francisco is in his feminine energy and Tay is pretty much in her masculine energy. When I say Francisco is in his feminine energy, it has nothing to do with his sexuality. Let me repeat that again. It has nothing to do with his sexuality because it is feminine energy and masculine energy in each person. That's without a doubt. But the way I feel like when it comes to Francisco and Tate, they flip roles because of some of the things that he was saying to her. Francisco, he's throwing himself and his feminine energy by default. Okay, Tate talked about when she had a phone call from Francisco over the phone, and he talks about his situation. So she kind of backed up a little bit up off of him a little bit when she heard those things. And I'm not here to criticize Francisco. Everybody go through stuff. And she has her doubts about being with him, which is, I would kind of too, that's a red flag. Instead of trying to get himself together by himself. But we're going to listen to a little bit of Francisco and a little bit of Tay on this.
Expressed to me that he didn't own a car, and then I was like, well, you got your own place, right? And he just was like, no, not right now. I'm in a room right now. I had a lot of questions because, like, if you're not where you need to be financially, then how can we talk about marriage? I kind of was like, I can't do this right now.
Yeah. Okay, she made a good point. Hey, I just let y'all hear a little bit what Tay had to say. Let's see what Francisco has to say about his situation.
It's about the block party. I shared with Tay my current situation. I think the news shocked her a bit. And like I was trying to explain to her, I've been married before. The divorce happened when I came back to Philadelphia and I was at my lowest, struggling to find work and just, struggling to get back on my feet. It scared her away a little bit. I don't know where we stand right now.
My opinion when it comes to that is he needs to kind of stand alone where he can get himself grounded in his situation. Because now their relationship or whatever they trying to do is already starting with rocky ground unless she decides it's okay for her to be in her masculine energy and he has to be in his feminine energy for a while. But where that comes in when it talks about this book I'm reading, in his situation, I also did this with a man. And I felt lots of the times he was in his feminine energy and I was in my masculine energy, but I always try to go by my examples. So let me give y'all a quick example. When you're constantly, let me just say this. If the woman is constantly playing roles where she's the provider and she's doing a lot of things for a man, then that automatically throws her in her masculine energy. And I feel like with Tay and I'm just going to give y'all an example of me, and I will. With Tay and Francisco, that she was automatically thrown in her masculine energy. But does she really want that? And from what she said, she kind of backed up because that was surprising to her, because she's probably thinking, okay, this man is on a dating show called Ready to Love. And so let me give you my example. When I was with somebody and I kept trying, talking to him about finances. Finances is a big thing, as well as sex is in a relationship. But finances is a very big thing in relationships. And men and women, we have to get that. So let me tell you my example right quick. When I used to try to talk to this guy I was dating, he never wanted to listen. He would get offensive. And he was saying, why he took it as because he kept throwing me in my masculine energy and he was in his feminine energy a lot. And if you talk to him, he's going to say, no, I'm not feminine energy, but it has nothing to do with anybody's sexuality. But he would automatically throw me in that. And what the two things that would really make me mad is because he never wanted to talk about finances and his communication was bad. So I would lash out at him. And it was because, not because I just want to be mean to him or have an attitude. It was because he kept putting me in financial situations that I did not like. Communicate those things to me. The problem is I didn't have a problem with helping him financially. And to be honest with you, I somewhat don't have a problem with being in my masculine energy. Do I prefer to be in my feminine energy? Of course I do. With the right person, I would prefer to be in my be my feminine woman self. But if I'm going to be with a feminine energy man, he got to learn to understand where I'm coming from as well. He got to learn to communicate things with me and what is going on. If a man is going to decide to be in his feminine energy, and it has nothing to do with his sexuality, and flip that role with that woman and let her be in her masculine energy, do not resent her and get mad at her because she's helping you and she's doing stuff for you that you asked her to do, but then you hate her at the same time. Don't do that to her. I would always be upset, and it would always sound kind of brutal and hostile where I was disrespecting him, but at the same time he didn't realize he was disrespecting and not cherishing me as well as a woman, because he kept throwing me into situations when it came to finances, and it would make me mad because he had a problem with communicating. And instead of him looking at what he was doing as well and was making me lash out and be in my masculine energy and be so hateful, and sometimes I could be hateful to him. He was taking it as he wasn't even looking at the whole picture. He was looking at half of the picture, and the half of the picture was he was looking at, oh, you're disrespecting me as a man. You sitting up here talking to me crazy, but he wasn't realizing that, okay, right now you're in your feminine energy, you're acting sensitive, you're not even listening to. And like that book just said that I read to y'all earlier, neither person wanted to give up their rights. We was pushing and pulling each other. We was not listening. And that's what happens when a woman is in a masculine energy and a man is in a feminine energy, not recognizing, and it can become real toxic and hostile. Whereas if a woman came into an agreement to be in her masculine energy, which a lot of women don't want to do that. But unfortunately, in today's time, a lot of women are in a masculine energy. If a man came to an agreement to be in his feminine energy with that woman, things would go better and smoother if that person and they had an agreement and they communicated that with each other. And I feel like that's where it ties back into Fransico, and it ties back into Tae. Hear a bit more from Fransico.
What you, bro? Ain't nothing, man. I wanna rap to you, right? I'm in a dilemma, man. What's up? I felt like I opened up about my past and my current situation.
To your connection with Tae.
Yeah, what I disclosed, it was about my past, my financial situation, not having no car, living in the room. Like, I felt like the spark and the connect. I'm still navigating those feelings, right? But it's like, I wouldn't say ashamed, right?
Right.
Embarrassed, bro. I'm 42 years old. When I got out of my relationship in Virginia, I experienced homelessness, had to come back home. Mom Duke's not really messing with me.
How did that make you feel?
My battle is, I'm like, yo, bro, like, I'm checked out. I truly have connected with this woman in a very deep level. Once she's pulling away, it's gonna kind of make me just wanna disappear as well.
Now, what I didn't like was how he said, because she's pulling away from him, because he was being honest with her about his situation. He kind of, to me, was like, kind of putting her like in a situation where, okay, now you don't want me because of my situation. Now you making me feel some type of way. And I feel like he should make her feel like that, because that's automatically throwing Tate in her masculine energy. Dealing with her masculine energy side self, and you dealing with your feminine energy, because right now Cisco is showing feminine energy. It's like he should, in my opinion, he should be standing alone and try to decide what's going on with himself.
I got scared. And I said, well, what does this look like for me? And I guess that's the scary part. Like, I still don't know.
I hear you.
When you're trying to elevate and come up in life and doing everything like that, it takes dedication, it takes focus. Like, when you think about whatever your major accomplishments was, right? Did you do it by yourself, or did you do it with someone else?
I've accomplished big things in relationships, and I've accomplished things alone. Like, I'm always gonna focus on trying to be better. You know what I mean? I'm always gonna focus on my goals and dreams. But if I'm with someone, it sparks a fire even more. I'm like, I definitely gotta step my game up. You know what I mean?
Fransisco's lack of stability is concerning for me, because I was just trying to figure out where I fit into his life as it is now. Like, you're everything I want in a person, like you are.
Now, to me, I feel like Francisco, he says he does things alone and he does things better in a relationship. But I feel like in these type of situations, that's a lot of bags for Tae to take on. So she's automatically thrown into her masculine energy. So, but can he accept being in his feminine energy as well? Because if Tae start paying for stuff and she's doing all of these things that he's actually supposed to be doing, then he's automatically in his feminine energy. But at the same time, he got to know that equal balance as well. Don't get up and set and say, you're disrespecting me as a man.
So I'm leaving this conversation still having reservations about our relationship and our connection, but I'm still open to moving forward with our relationship. So I just wanted to finally get my alone time with him and get to talk to him.
What you been up to?
Missing you.
She wants salmon, and I'll have the Mongolian beef.
So I apologize for acting like super distant at the block party. I was just looking for that reassurance, like everything's gonna be okay. Since then, I can't help but think, how would the future look for us?
How we gonna navigate this?
How I navigate it.
This is a journey. I know you like to travel. I know you like going out. I know I will have to do what I have to do to match your energy. You know what I'm saying?
Before I have kids, I want to be married. So that's why I'm like, do you want to get married?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely want marriage. We can get married tomorrow. No, I'm just joking, but I want to be able to provide for you. Like, when it's right, we're gonna know. We're gonna know.
I don't want to hold you back from your career or your aspirations.
Once I have that support, it just makes me go even harder. If that means something to you, but
it means a lot. My father left me when I was a child, and I'm like, well, when he gets to where he needs to be, will he leave me too?
She made a big point of what she just said. If she accepts Francisco the way he is now, and he said he'll be a better provider or whatever when he gets that support, But she did make a good point. When he gets to where I'm kind of paraphrasing Tae right now. When he gets to where he needs to be, where she was talking about her father, where he leave her to. Well, that's something we just have to. I mean, we don't know their relationship or whatever was gonna come from it, but sometime per se, even me. So, like I said, I always can't say every man. So that can happen as well, being in your masculine energy as women. And that's why you have to really rethink that. I think, to me, personally, my opinion with Tae and Fransico, I think she needs to let him walk alone, get himself together. And then when he's put together, he needs to come back. And if she's still available to date or to pursue in a relationship, that's when he needs to try to pursue her. Or they're automatically already flipping roles. But is that something that Tae really wants to do? Do she really even know that she's in her masculine energy? Does he even know that he flipped into his feminine energy? Probably not. But I feel like with his situation, he does show to me a little bit of red flags, where if it was me, because of the experience I have and what I have been through with men, it would be a no for me. But anyway, I'm done talking about Fransico and Tae, but I am very focused and concerned about Ready to Love. This is season 10, and I just don't see no real connections on a lot of these. This is season 10. I think, how many matches have they had to stay? Well, online I Googled it. It said 5 total, but the only one was to get married was, I think, Cornelius. I can't remember her name, but they were the only one to get married. See who's the better connection for you. But what I noticed about a lot of the women, they do jump right into their masculine energy and they start attaching themselves to these men on here. But anyway, hey, just my opinion, just my thoughts. But hey, until next time, enjoy the video. Subscribe, comment. Let me know what y'all think about this video. Peace.